For more than 10 years after the release of the main film, the film starts with Jake portraying his unobtrusive and tranquil life as head of the Omaticaya Tribe and raising a family with his wife Neytiri, which gave birth to his children Neteyam and Lo'ak and his little girl Tuck, his adopted little girl Kiri, brought into the world from Grace Augustine's comatose Gnostic's avatar, and a human kid who was named Spider, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora yet couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis. While Jake can acknowledge Spider as an adopted child, Neytiri is doubtful of him given his human origin. Be that as it may, every one of the kids blend and mingle well with one another, including the human child, whom Kiri is friendly with despite the fact that he is a human. Spider doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Gnostic's culture and customs. They have a typical existence until one day they notice a peculiar star in the night sky. Once more, much sadly, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another super working base. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Gnostic's body and with his recollections transferred from before his passing. Subsequently, Quaritch can't recall his downfall on account of Jake, yet is simply ready to remember the occasions before in his vindictive mission to take out Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake leads an ongoing strategic guerrilla operation aimed at weakening RDA supply lines. In one of these missions, a strike on a maglev train, Jake's children are relegated to go about as spotters. Lo'ak, who is anxious to show off his abilities, resists Jake's requests and attempts to aid the fight. Notwithstanding, when more RDA powers shows up in Kestrel gunships, Lo'ak is overpowered and Neteyam is injured attempting to protect him. Jake rescues and disciplines both his sons, cautioning them to not jeopardize their own well-being for his sake by being reckless. Afterward, Lo'ak, Kiri and Spider visit an ex-RDA lab module that has been migrated to their mountain local area, where Max Patel and Norm Spellman actually give clinical help to local people. It is revealed Grace's avatar remained alive after her human body died, and was returned to her suspension tank. Kiri welcomes Grace's avatar warmly as Mom. Spider laments who his dad was, however Kiri and Lo'ak console him. That night, while tending to his own wounds, Neytiri calmly reminds Jake to be not too hard on his sons, to which Jake expresses his fear of losing them and his need to be strict on them. Meanwhile, the attack on the RDA supply lines doesn't sit well with Adramor, who assigns Quaritch's recon squad on a search mission to kill Jake. During a playful venture in the forest with Jake's kids Lo'ak, Tuck and Kiri, Spider perceives that they are close to where their dad battled his dad, and Lo'ak chooses to investigate it, realizing it is contrary to Jake's rules. Unknown to them, Quaritch and his first recon squad were reconnoitering the same site. Quaritch dismally found his deteriorated remains, punctured with Neytiri's particular arrows, and crushes his own skull. Lo'ak, who was observant, recognized the recons, and immediately radios his father to advise him regarding their location. Nonetheless, something happened, and the recons effectively catch Jake's kids. They distinguish the children as Jake's because of Lo'ak and Kiri having passive human trait like 5 fingers, and after learning Spider's name, Quaritch recognizes the boy as his former son. Jake, Neytiri and Neteyam race to Site 26, and upon reaching the place, Jake advises Neteyam to stay back. The parents then make calls to alert the captured children to their impending rescue. As Neytiri stayed on the lookout, Jake kills one of the recon, Warren. At the point when Neytiri sees recon Fike threatening Kiri, she was forced to kill him and recon Walker with arrows, making Quaritch aware of her presence and covering the kids' escape. When the other recons attempt to flank Neytiri, Jake ambushes and kills recon Lopez, and Neteyam ignores Jake and saves his dad's life by killing recon Zhang. Jake and Neteyam regroup with Neytiri and his other children, however Spider trips and falls to the forest, where he was adopted by Quaritch. The recons then retreat to Ardmore's command ship for extraction. On board the command transport ship, RDA researchers ineffectively attempt to collect data about Jake from Spider through mental torment. Changing tack, Quaritch asks Spider for his aid in understanding the Gnostics and their culture in exchange for avoiding further torture. Although uncooperative, and unaware of Quaritch's assassination mission, Spider agreed to assist Quaritch. Realizing the danger Spider's information on his whereabouts poses to their safety and furthermore to avoid another disaster, Jake persuades a reluctant Neytiri and his family to exile themselves from the Omaticaya clan and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Neteyam, a coral reef island whose tribe and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's aquatic habitat. Jake passes on his chief mantle to his successor and leaves together with his family to Neteyam. Once arrived, they were greeted by the clan leader Tonawari and his wife Ronald, who is dubious of them at first. Nonetheless, Jake explains their situation and they are agreed to stay and given shelter. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen criticized Jake and his kids for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef people, gaining the respect of them. Kiri is fascinated with the aquatic life of Neteyam and develops a spiritual bond with the sea and its creatures, while Lo'ak befriends Neytiri, the daughter of clan chief Tonawari and his wife Ronald. While adjusting to their new environment, Lo'ak gets into a battle with Neytiri's brother Aonung when he made a fun of Kiri and him being a human. Jake scolds his child for the way he was behaving. Later on, Lo'ak gets back to apologize to Aonung and his friends. Notwithstanding, they tempt him to an excursion into the territory of a harmful predator in the sea and left him abandoned as a revenge. The sea predator attempts to go after Lo'ak. However, Lo'ak is saved by and becomes friends with Payakan, a tulkun, a wise and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Neteyam considered to be their spiritual family. Upon his return to Neteyam, the leader, Chief Tonawari, who became aware of Aonung's action on Lo'ak, requests that Aonung apologize to Lo'ak. In any case, Lo'ak assumes the fault on himself, winning Aonung's friendship. He is likewise informed that Payakan is an outcast among his species. Meanwhile, on a trip to an offshoot of the Tree of Souls, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, however experiences a brutal seizure. She is recuperated by Ronald, yet when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Spider with him, he lays hold of a whaling vessel which is hunting tulkuns to harvest their brain enzymes for creating anti-aging remedies. Quaritch starts to fiercely question the native clans about Jake's location. Failing that, he arranges the whaling group to wantonly kill the tulkuns to draw Jake out. Lo'ak intellectually connects with Payakan and discovers that the tulkun was cast out on the grounds that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Neteyam learn of the tulkun slaughters, Lo'ak takes off to warn Payakan, trailed by his siblings, Neytiri and Aonung. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Lo'ak, Kiri, and Tuk are caught by Quaritch. With their children in harm's way, Jake, Neytiri, and the Neteyam set off to go up against the humans. Quaritch forces Jake to give up, however, seeing his soul brother endangered, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills a large portion of the group and basically harms the vessel, making it sink. Neteyam rescues Lo'ak and Spider, however is fatally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who took Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Spider, Quaritch at first denies his child, however desists when Neytiri cuts Spider on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri and Tuk end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake strangles Quaritch into unconsciousness and is rescued by Lo'ak and Payakan, and Kiri gathers sea creatures to help her save Neytiri and Tuk. Spider finds and saves Quaritch, yet passes on him because of his savagery towards the Nautics and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a good man, leading him back to rejoin Jake's family. After Neteyam's burial, Jake and his family choose to remain with the Neteyam permanently.